this video, we will discuss about anatomy of stomach. Stomach is the dilated portion of alimentary canal. Stomach is the only dilated portion of alimentary canal. It is situated in the upper part of the abdomen. It extends from beneath the left costal margin into the epigastric and umbilical region. It starts from left costal margin or below the left ribs and it extends to the epigastric and umbilical region. Much of the stomach lies under the cover of lips. Most of the stomach is covered by ribs. This is the left costal margin. It extends to the epigastrium and the umbilical region. Anatomical description of stomach. The shape is roughly J-shaped. It is roughly J-shaped. The stomach has two openings, the cardiac orifice and the pyloric orifice. This is the cardiac orifice and here you can see the pyloric orifice. Then it has two curvature, greater curvature and lesser curvature. This is the lesser curvature and this is the greater curvature. The greater curvature and the lesser curvature. It has two surfaces, anterior and posterior. This is the anterior surface and back side is the posterior surface. Also, the stomach is divided into fundus, body, pyloric atrium and pylorus. This is the fundus, here is the body, this is the pyloric antrum and this is the pylorus. About the parts of stomach in detail. The first part is the fundus. It is a dome-shaped part. It projects upward and to the left of cardiac orifice. It is usually full of gas. The second part is the body. It extends from the level of cardiac orifice to the level of incisura angularis, which is a constant notch in the lower part of lesser curvature. The third part is pyloric antrum. It extends from incisura angularis to the pylorus. And the last part is the pylorus, the most tubular part of the stomach. The thick muscle wall is called a pyloric sphincter and the cavity of the pylorus is called a pyloric canal. In this image, you can see different parts. It include fundus, body, pyloric antrum and pylorus. This is the fundus, the dome-shaped part. It is projected outward to the left of cardiac orifice. Here is the cardiac orifice. It is a dome-shaped and projected to the left of cardiac orifice. From cardiac orifice till incisura angularis is the body. Incisura angularis is the notch seen in the stomach. From incisura angularis till the pylorus is the antrum of the stomach. And the last part is the pylorus. In this image, you can see the pyloric orifice, pyloric sphincter and the canal of the pylorus called the pyloric canal. Here you can see the circular muscle coat, the oblique muscle coat and the longitudinal muscle coat. Also please note the greater curvature and the lesser curvature of stomach. About the curvatures of the stomach, we have seen two curvatures, lesser curvature and greater curvature. The lesser curvature forms the right border of the stomach and extends from cardiac orifice to pylorus. It is suspended from the liver by lesser omentum. The greater curvature is much longer than the lesser curvature and it extends from left cardiac orifice or left of cardiac orifice over the dome of fundus along the left border of stomach to the pylorus. In this image, you can see the lesser curvature and a greater curvature. This is the lesser curvature and this is a lesser omentum. This is the lesser omentum. This is the greater omentum, which is close to greater curvature. About the openings, it has two openings, cardiac orifice and a pyloric orifice. The cardiac orifice is the place where esophagus enters the stomach. This is the esophagus, this is the stomach, and the opening where esophagus enters the stomach is the cardiac orifice. This is the cardiac orifice. Then the second is the pyloric orifice. It is formed by pyloric canal, which is about 2.5 centimeter long. This is the pyloric orifice and it is formed by pyloric canal and the length of pyloric canal is 2.5 centimeter. The circular muscle coat of the stomach is much thicker here and forms the anatomic and physiologic pyloric sphincter. About the wall of the stomach. The stomach wall has three layers: serosa, muscular wall, and mucous membrane. The serosa, it consists of layers of connective tissue continuous with the peritoneum. It is formed by connective tissue and it is continuous with the peritoneum. This is the serosa, the outermost layer. And the middle layer is the muscle wall. It contains longitudinal fibers, circular fibers, and oblique fibers. Muscle wall, or otherwise called muscularis externa. This is the longitudinal layer. This is a circular layer, and this is the oblique layer of muscle. Then the innermost layer is the mucous layer, which is thrown out into numerous folds or rugae. This is the mucous fold or rugae, innermost layer. And they are mainly longitudinal in direction. They are longitudinal in direction. The fold flatten out when the stomach is distended. So the serosa, muscle wall, and a mucous membrane. About the relation of stomach, anterior relation and posterior relation. Anteriorly you can see anterior abdominal wall, left costal margin, left pleura and lung, diaphragm and left lobe of liver. The left lobe of liver, left anterior abdominal wall, left pleura and lung, left part of diaphragm and left lobe of liver. The posteriorly you can see lesser sac, diaphragm, spleen, left suprarenal gland, upper part of left kidney, splenic artery, pancreas, transverse colon and transverse mesocolon. This is the posterior relation. You can see the left part of the diaphragm, the spleen, the upper part of left kidney, upper part of left adrenal gland or suprarenal gland, left colic flexure, splenic artery, then body of pancreas, transverse mesocolon and transverse colon. About the blood supply of the stomach. The arteries of the stomach are branches of celiac artery. There are 5 arteries that supply the stomach. The left gastric artery supply lower third of esophagus and upper part of the stomach. Right gastric artery supply lower right part of stomach. Short gastric artery supply fundus of stomach. Left gastroepiploic artery supply greater curvature. Right gastroepiploic artery supply the stomach along the lower part of greater curvature. So there are 5 arteries that supply the stomach. All are branches of celiac artery. The 5 arteries are left gastric, right gastric, short gastric, left gastroepiploic and right gastroepiploic. In this image you can see the different arteries. This is the right gastric artery, short gastric artery, left epiploic artery, right epiploic artery and the gastroduodenal artery. The veins of the stomach include left and right gastric vein, short gastric vein, left gastroepiploic vein and right gastroepiploic vein. The veins are similar to that of artery. The veins follow the same pathway as arteries. For the lymphatic drainage, the lymphatic vessels follow the path of arteries. So, the path of the arteries are followed by veins and as well as the lymphatics. The lymphatics drain into left and right gastric nodes, left and right epiploid nodes and short gastric nodes. We can see left gastric artery, left gastric vein, right gastric artery, right gastric vein, left and right gastroepiploic arteries and vein, short gastric arteries and vein. Similarly, the nodes also left and right gastric nodes, left and right epiploic nodes and short gastric nodes. All linked from the stomach eventually pass into celiac nodes. This is an image of different lymph nodes draining different part of the stomach. This is short gastric lymph nodes. This is left epiploic lymph node. Here you can see right gastroepiploic lymph nodes. Here you can see right gastric lymph nodes and left gastric lymph nodes. About the nerve supply. The nerve supply includes sympathetic fibers. It is derived from celiac plexus. The parasympathetic fibers are derived from right vagus or posterior vagal trunk and left vagus or anterior vagal trunk. This is the anterior vagal trunk or left vagus, and this is the posterior vagal trunk or right vagus. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share.